Now we want to affect this anti-aliasing on our options. So to do that we need to change our post-processing profile. Let me just find my first person controller and the camera. So we need to affect this horror night, but we also have a second camera as well. Remember, we have the night vision as well, which has its own post-processing profile. So we need to affect both of those. Okay, I'm going to do that through script. So let's go back to our options control script, and well, first of all, we're going to be using the post-processing, so we need to tell Unity. So using Unity engine dot post-processing. Okay, so now it's going to be expecting that. So we're going to declare a couple of post-processing profiles that are going to be the standard one and the night vision. So public of type post-processing profile. Post-processing. It's right there at the bottom, so you can just double click in order to select that. And I'm going to call this one default. All right, or you can call it main or whatever you want. And then I'm going to copy that one and paste. And this one I'm going to call night vision. So we've got two of them. Great. Okay. So we need another public void. All right, I'm going to keep all the public voids together at the top and keep the script only voids at the bottom. So public void anti-aliasing. Anti-aliasing. Yeah, I'm trying to spell that correct. There we go. You can call these public voids anything you like, to be honest. It just makes sense to call it what it does. Okay, so for this one then, we need another boolean as to say, are we actually using anti-aliasing or are we not? Okay, so that's going to be a private of type bool, and then we'll call this one, what shall I call it? Shall I call it anti-on? Equals, it's true to begin with. Okay, anti-on. Okay, so just like that. So what we're going to say here then, if anti-on is equal to the value of true, obviously we want to switch it off. So to do that, we're going to say default, which was the name of our post-processing profile, dot anti-aliasing, since that's what we want to access, dot enabled equals false. All right, and that will basically just switch that off. We need to do the same for the night vision, so Control and C to copy, Control and V to paste, and let's just put night vision. There we go. So we'll set it off, we'll close it off on both of them. But as well as anti-aliasing, it might also be good to get rid of the ambient occlusion at this time, because obviously that's also taking up loads of processor power. So let's close that down as well. So let's take our, well, tell you what, I will put default and then dot. Now what happens when you put dot is you get a big list of all the stuff that you can use. So as you can see, this is almost everything from the post-processing profile, and obviously what we want to turn off is the ambient occlusion. So let's just double click on that, and that is obviously going to be equal to false. Oh sorry, dot enabled, isn't it? Equals false. Okay, so let's copy that and paste it. Obviously we'll change this to night vision. Now we have to switch it back on, all right, which obviously is quite easy to do. Oh, before I do that, actually I have to change my boolean, don't I? So anti-on is now equal to false. Okay, now I can select all of this, Control and C, and then Control and V. So else if anti-on is equal to the value of false, then we just need to reverse all of these. So all these false just needs to become true. All right, I'll switch everything back on again. Now what you have to be aware of when you're changing a post-processing profile in code, you're actually changing the actual post-processing profile as well. So the next time that you run the game, it will be the same values as what you've set. So if you're, for example, previewing it and you don't reset it back to where you started, your post-processing profile will never go back to the way it was. So it doesn't return to its default values when you come out of play mode. All right, that's just one thing to be aware of. But all we're doing really is just checking that option on or off. So it's not really a problem for us. Okay, so that's the command. That's done. Really easy. All right, and we've called it anti-aliasing, so let's set that up. Now let's go down to our options panel. And it's updated, and now we've got 2 empty slots for our post-processing profiles. So in assets, flooded grounds and scenes, let's just find the horror night. This will go into the first slot, and the horror night vision will go into the second slot. All right, so just make sure that you associate those with the right post-processing profiles. So let's go back to our canvas. And it is the anti-aliasing toggle. Okay, on value change, we're just going to click plus. We're going to take our options panel, just put it on there, and options controls, and this one was anti-aliasing. There we go, we're all set up. Okay, so in the next video, I just want to do a run through at the moment to see if all of this is working up to that point. So we've got that section working. And then after that, we're going to work on the sound, which is a little bit more complex, and then also on the difficulty.